Matlock from Freedom of Movement Bodyworks and West Asheville Yoga in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm here to teach you targeted rolling for the quadriceps muscles today. The quadriceps muscles is a group of 4 muscles that live in the thigh. The 4 muscles come down and the kneecap lives inside their common tendon, which attaches down here. All 4 of the quads straighten the knee, and then the topmost quadricep, the rectus femoris, also lifts the leg in hip flexion. So any imbalance in the hip flexors is going to affect the quads. Any imbalance in the hamstrings, which bend the knee, is also going to affect the quads. Dysfunction in the knee is usually indicative of an imbalance of tension in those muscle groups. So today, we're going to roll the quadriceps very specifically where they hold their tension so that we can restore balance to this muscle group. So we're going to roll the left side quadriceps muscles. So you get down on the floor and take your foam roller and place it right below the crease of your groin. And then I like to put a little blanket or towel or something underneath my right knee as I bend the knee out to the side. Then I come down on my elbows, engage my belly so I'm not collapsing on the foam roller. And I begin to roll up and down just a few inches in that first section. You can play with bending the knee, which will put more pressure into the foam roller and the rolling. Or you can just keep the legs straight and relaxed. Every once in a while, remind yourself to engage your belly. The rectus femoris at the top near the pelvis holds 2 main trigger points. And to get to them, I roll just slightly toward the outside. And I can feel that tube of rectus femoris. And there's its first trigger point right there. And I'm just going to hold there, take a deep breath, and try to relax into that point. Then I move the foam roller down about an inch or so, move my body up. And I find the second point in the rectus femoris right there, even a little more tender than the first. I take a big, deep breath, and I exhale and relax. And I don't stay longer than about 15 to 20 seconds maximum on the points, and then I just roll up and down through that section again. So now I've cleared the rectus femoris, and I'm going to slide the foam roller down to the middle of my thigh to work in vastus intermedius. So if you roll right into the center, halfway between the pelvis and the knee, you find that there's kind of a thick mass in there because you have a couple layers of muscle right there. And the vastus intermedius has a point right in the center. So I pause, I take a break. You can bend the knee and then release. And bend and release, doing active release techniques on the muscle. And then I just roll a little bit up and down. Most people learned about their foam rollers rolling the iliotibial band. And the vastus lateralis on the side of the thigh lives underneath the iliotibial band. So when I work that muscle, I want to work just in front of the iliotibial band. So I bring my hands to the floor, put my opposite foot onto the floor so that I can turn outwards a little bit, but not fully stacking my hips. I'm going to go just before my hips are stacked and roll through that section of the muscle. And this can be a very, very tender area. So I'm just right in front of the iliotibial band, and I find some tender spots, and I just might rock on them a little bit, or pause and sink. Take a deep breath or 2. Trying to relax the rest of my body. And then I keep going, and I might find another area where there's a lot of tension. You can play with stacking the hips fully and coming back off and stacking and coming back. If you need more pressure, you can stack one leg on top of the other, and that will put more weight into the foam roller. Once you've cleared the lateralis muscle, move off your foam roller and then bring the foam roller toward the inside of the thigh near the knee. Vastus medialis is right here where we can access it with the foam roller. So you'll lift the foot a little bit, just about 45 degrees, maybe a little bit more, to roll into vastus medialis. And I find a spot that's tender right there. Take a breath. And roll that section. And then we've rolled all 4 quadriceps. So when you're done, it's nice to give yourself a quadriceps stretch. You can just lay on your side, on the opposite side, and pull your heel towards your bum. You can do fancier quadriceps stretches where you reach the leg back. If the knee is behind the pelvis, then you also will stretch a little bit more into the rectus femoris. And then you'll want to do the other side.